Have you ever wondered why the bad people always make it to the top? Why is it that those that lie, steal, manipulate, and exploit others end up with wealth and success within their lives? Meanwhile, those that are good struggle. Is morality a weakness or is something deeper going on here? Today, we're breaking down the hidden psychology of power and why these ruthless individuals dominate, but more importantly, how you can rise to success within your own life without losing yourself. My name is Christy. I'm a nurse practitioner and health coach, and I'm here to help you change your mind and change your life. Let's be real. Success isn't just about talent or hard work. If that were the case, then the hardest working individuals would be the wealthiest, or the most talented individuals would be the wealthiest. But we all know that that is not the case. And that is because power comes down to perception, influence, and control. And those that understand this are the ones that are able to dominate. And this is the crazy part. Power isn't some magical force. It's something that we allow and we agree with. Due to the social constructs within our society, we are willing participants in who has power amongst us. So first, let's start off with how power is created and maintained. And I've broken this down into four different sectors. First, you have political power. They control laws, enforcement, and resources. Think about your politicians. They may not be the smartest or the most moralist individuals, but they definitely are controlling the narrative by manipulating the public to have opinions about them, and which essentially keeps them in office. They understand that perception is the only thing that matters, and they don't care about being liked. All they care about is respect and fear. Think about this. How many politicians do you know that have been involved in corruption, scandal, including our president, and they still maintain their positions within office like nothing ever even happened? Second, you have economic power. Think about the most wealthiest individuals. These people can make a phone call and a whole industry can shift. They have the ability to control things on the back end because wealth is a form of leverage. They can buy silence, compliance, or whatever it is that they are seeking because they have the financial means to do so. Think about your big major conglomerate companies. They can not file taxes and influence elections or buy out other companies. And they have the ability to do so because they maintain that dominance and they have that power and control. Third, we have social and cultural power, and these are your celebrities, the people that you look up to, that influence society, that we dress like, want to be like. No, they don't have the same influence that maybe politicians have, but they are definitely up there because culturally they affect us. They impact the decisions that we make based on what they represent to the world, whether that be good or bad. Have cancel culture these days. They get sent out one tweet and it could ruin someone's career. They have that much influence and power within our lives. And again, we allow it. And fourth, we have technological power. These are your big names in data and communication. Think about, what if you were tracked everywhere you went? What if you had an algorithm that was feeding things into you so you could be basically manipulated? Well, you don't have to imagine too hard because that is our reality. And the people in tech and AI are the ones that definitely have more power, even more than our government does. As an example, look at our last election and all the big names that were there for that. It definitely shows that they're in a position of power. And think about Amazon, X, Instagram. All these people are shaping how we view and see things. So they have a lot of power, and especially those that are in AI also, because that is the movement of the future. Power isn't about who who is the best. It's about who understands the rules and who's playing the game the smartest. So you need to ask yourself, are you playing the game or are you just on the board? Now that we've established power, we need to talk about morality because that has to be the one thing that's holding us back, right? Most people assume morality is a universal practice that's governed by good and bad, but the truth is, morality is a system of beliefs that are set up by religion, society, and guess what? Power. Whether you realize it or not, the type of morality that you practice will determine how far you will even succeed in life. There are two types of morality, and the first one being absolute morality. And that is the individual that believes that there is a good and a wrong way to do things. And this is a fixed type of perception. No matter what, you cannot bend or fold this. This comes with an unwavering set of principles that you believe in and that you uphold within your life. You'll never lie, manipulate, or steal if that is a part of your absolute morality. Then you have relative morality. Now, this one is a little bit more situational, and you don't typically play by the rules if you do have this type of morality. You base decisions on at that moment, and they are not set in stone. It kind of depends on the circumstances, and you kind of make the rules as you go. Friedrich Nietzsche, a German philosopher and philologist, took it a step further and broke down morality into a set of two distinct moral codes. And we have the first, master morality. This person is ambitious, independent, and they are powerful. They don't wait for the right opportunity, they seize the moment. They aren't going to be the ones that are waiting along for you to tell them it's okay. They are out there, the go getters within society. You have slave morality, and these are the individuals that are probably more common within our society, and they embody obedience, self sacrifice, humility, and even suffering. Within this morality, these people are conditioned to believe that, working hard will pay off one day, and it creates an idea of the master morality kind of being more evil, and they're waiting for their fairness to come in life one day, just hoping that by doing good, things are gonna pay off for me. So let's put these two concepts into perspective. What if you had two politicians and they were about to have a debate, and you have one that's strong, decisive, fearless on the stage, owning the stage, answering the questions with confidence, with certainty, and then you have another one that's polite, hesitant, and careful, not wanting to speak or interrupt or anything like that. And who do you think that the audience is going to go for? Who do you think wins? Well, it's not the individual that was polite and waiting for his opportunity. The ones that command the stage, that shows their strength, that influences people to place them in a position of power. People don't care about politeness. Well, they do care, but not in a way where they want that kind of individual to have sovereignty over them. History has showed this time and time again because ruthless individuals rise to the top because they don't hesitate. They seize control in the moment. Meanwhile, others are standing back thinking, oh, I'd like to or I want to. They seize the moment. Now we can all relate to this. Think about two employees wanting a same position. You have employee A, they work hard, they never complain, they do extra work, even spend overtime working, and they assume that their efforts will be rewarded. You have employee B, they know how to play the game, they network with people, and they make their presence known, and they take credit when they need to, so they can be rewarded for their efforts. Who do you think gets promoted? Not the individual doing all the hard work, the other person that knows how to network because they understand power dynamics. Think about historical figures that have shaped the world. The most influential leaders, conquerors, and innovators don't wait for approval. They don't wait for the right opportunity. They seize the moment. They change authority and they rewrite the rules to suit their vision. Meanwhile, countless good people with good intentions are often overlooked and oppressed or crushed because a system does not wait for them in the right moment or their good intentions. The truth is, being good will not lead you to success. If you follow the slave morality, believing that patience and fairness alone is going to reward you, you're allowing yourself to be at the mercy of others that don't play by those same rules. Does this mean you have to be ruthless to be successful? Not necessarily. The key is balance. The most dangerous individuals are the ones that are able to succeed without selling their soul and are able to integrate both. They embody the strength and strategy of master morality while maintaining the integrity and purpose of slave morality without being naive. They know how to wield their power without being overtaken by corruption because at the end of the day, power is not evil. Power is a tool, and you should ask yourself, if you had power, how would you use it? The main reason why so many people struggle and the ruthless rise to power is due to an illusion that we are trapped in called the just world hypothesis. And what this means is you believe that fairness will prevail, that there's this cosmic balance of good and evil, and that if you do the right thing, that you'll eventually be rewarded for that. But unfortunately, that is just not the case. Reality doesn't work like that. Take a look around you and think about some of the experiences or things that you've heard of or know of in your life. There's countless children, babies that are born that take a breath just to die a minute later due to an illness that they never had a chance fighting. Or what about a woman walking home and she's kidnapped, assaulted, and murdered because this is a fair life, right? What about the person that works tirelessly, day by day, barely getting any sleep, following all the rules, and they can barely pay their rent? Meanwhile, corrupt businessmen exploit people, manipulate, and lie, and they thrive. Fairness was truly the foundation of life. Wouldn't the good people be thriving? Wouldn't the hard work that you're doing pay off? Wouldn't karma be immediate and not be some vague promise that is coming for us one day? And here's where it even gets darker. The idea that life is fair isn't just wrong, it's a tool used to keep you where you are. Society needs people to believe in fairness because it keeps order, it keeps obedience, and it keeps people waiting and hoping that things will change due to their good efforts. I know you all have heard this before. Work hard, be patient, good things will come. Follow the rules and you'll be rewarded. Justice always prevails. If you suffer now, you'll be blessed in another life. But who actually benefits from this? Not the people that are waiting on the reward. Who rise, the ones that dominate, they don't sit around hoping on fairness. They adapt, they seize the moment, they take action, and they don't hesitate. And while most people are waiting for justice, those that understand this are creating their own reality. This doesn't mean you have to abandon morality. This doesn't mean you have to become a villain to succeed. What it means is you have to wake up. You have to stop waiting for justice and you have to start demanding it. Stop hoping for fairness and start creating your own opportunities. Because life isn't about who deserves to win. It's about putting yourself in a position to win. Ask yourself this: are you willing to take control of your own fate? Or are you going to keep waiting for the justice that may or may not come? If you want to be successful, you have to remember, life doesn't reward those who wait. It rewards those who adapt. The people who rise to the top aren't necessarily the smartest or the most skilled or the most talented or the most deserving, but they are the ones that seize the opportunity and take it without hesitation. The difference between winners and bystanders isn't just intelligence or effort, it's timing. It's the ability to move when the moment calls for it. And if you want to understand why some people dominate while others hesitate, it comes down to this simple formula. High ambition plus low fear equals power. Hesitation equals powerlessness. Think about every great leader, innovator, and game changer throughout history. They weren't waiting for permission or the right moment. They moved boldly. Alexander the Great, he didn't wait for people to accept him. He conquered entire empires. And Elon Musk, he didn't wait for anyone to tell him that they need an electric vehicle or they want to go into space. He created this himself. He took charge. But does this mean morality is useless? I would say that's not the case. I believe the problem lies in naivete. Being moral doesn't mean being powerless. It means being strategic. It's knowing when to be kind and when to stand your ground. A lion doesn't wait on fairness to get its prey. It goes for the moment. It's strategic. It uses instincts and power and precision. That's survival. Humans have been conditioned to believe that playing by the rules will lead to success. But in reality, those that really rise to the top are the ones that are able to balance morality and strength. Think of it like this. Kindness without strength equals weakness. Strength without morality equals corruption. Kindness plus strength equals unstoppable. So the real question is not whether or not good people can succeed. It's about, are they willing to do things differently? So ask yourself, are you willing to stop hesitating and take control of your life? We've been conditioned to believe that morality and power exist on opposite ends of the spectrum, that to be successful, you must abandon your integrity, and to be good, you must sacrifice your power. But that's not the truth. Actually, a flat out lie, because the most powerful people just don't choose morality or power, they master them both. So if you want to succeed without losing yourself, you're going to have to learn the art of balanced power, and it only takes 4 simple steps. First, be kind but not naive. Compassion is an asset, but buying trust will leave you vulnerable. Not everyone has good intentions, but you have to be able to not allow this to harden your heart. Second, be strong but not ruthless. Power isn't about crushing others, it's about commanding respect. A leader who wields power with wisdom is far more dangerous than one that relies on fear. Third, learn to master your emotions. Fear, hesitation, self-doubt, these are all weapons that we use against ourselves. When you can control your emotions, you can control the game. And last but not least, control yourself, not others. Weak people try to use manipulation to deceive others to gain power. Truly powerful, they don't have to. They can master themselves, their mindsets, and their actions, which makes them unstoppable. About this, you have 2 leaders on a battlefield. One is a tyrant. They're ruthless, heartless, and they're feared. Their army fights for them out of obligation and fear of punishment. The moment they show some kind of weakness, their people are probably going to turn and run on them. The other is a warrior king that is respected, and his army fights out of loyalty, not out of fear. So they believe in the wisdom, the strength, and the vision of this leader. So even if they stumble, they're going to stand by him. So who do you think is truly powerful? The tyrant rules through force, and that can only be upheld temporarily. And the warrior king, they rule with strength and integrity, and that's the kind of power that can last. History proves that the most impactful leaders knew how to balance power and morality. Nikola Tesla was a genius that could have easily used his knowledge for his own personal gain, but instead he believed in free energy for humanity, and the world wasn't ready for him, but his legacy outlived those that tried to suppress him. And Terence McKenna, he was speaking out on psilocybin and plant medicine, and the world thought he was crazy. But he didn't try to control other people to believe what he knew to be the truth. Now, years later, the pharmaceutical companies are being exposed, and we are seeing that plant medicine is proving its worth. How do you apply this in your life so you can have power? It's simple. Be the warrior king, not the tyrant. Power isn't evil. Power is a tool, and what really matters is the intention behind it. Master yourself before you try to master the world. Lead with strength and not manipulation, and use morality as a guide, not something that imprisons you. Because true power isn't about controlling others, it's about being so powerful that you don't even need to. So ask yourself, are you ready to step into your power? Ultimately, we've been fed a lie that power is corrupt, that success belongs only to the ruthless, that fairness will reward those who wait. But here's the truth: power isn't evil, it's a device, a force like fire. It can build or it can destroy. The only thing that defines its impact is who uses it and how. So don't forget, ruthless people can rise fast, but they definitely fall hard. And history has showed us this countless times. And those that are able to integrate strategy with integrity are the ones that really stay on top. Those are the visionary, the legends, the game changers. Those are the ones that are really powerful and wise. They don't burn bridges, they build empires that last. To sum it up, the key isn't about avoiding power, it's about mastering it within yourself. Most people fear power because they don't understand it, but those that do, they shape the world instead of being shaped by it. Now, I want to hear from you. Are you stepping into your power? Have you realized that life isn't fair? Let me know in the comments. And if this video changed the way that you see power and success, like and subscribe and share it with someone who needs to see this video. And remember, power is not the enemy, fear is. So are you ready to power up your life?